Hi, I wanted to make this video because it's been a while since I made a video and I have been resisting this point. It's been interesting because recently within the Destiny community we have taken all of our videos from the beginning of the process and compiled them into a playlist of basically showing our process through vlogging and just showing the transformation that has taken place. And I didn't want to do this at first because when I first started making vlogs, it was pretty quick after I started reading and investigating the Destiny message and material. And I had started my vlogging process with a 21-day commitment of self-recording. And that lasted about 7 days. And I went into extreme reaction. I unlisted all of those videos. I thought that I was bullshitting. I thought that I was, not here. I was in such an extreme case of self-judgment that I just completely wanted to ignore everything I had participated in within my vlogs. And so this timeline came up and I was like, no way, because those videos to this day were still unlisted. And I said, you know what? And I couldn't even face those videos. I mean, it wasn't until recently that I went back and looked at those videos to see what it was that I was so afraid of. Like, why did I go into such reaction? And looking back at my videos, I was supporting myself and I was assisting myself. And granted, I was using the vlogging process to replace writing because at that point I had an extreme resistance to writing. And so I had the idea, I'm going to just do these vlogs to support myself, which was cool because I was taking action in a way that supported me to face myself. And, watching the videos that I had made, I was like, it was cool to see myself because I was supporting myself. I got it. I understood what it is that I had to do in order to apply myself, to support myself, to become real, to get out of my head and take responsibility for who I was. And even looking at the comments, people were supporting me, and it's just fascinating because at that time I was so lost and caught up in the thoughts that I was having within myself. All self-judgment, all, just really extreme case of backchat. And so it's cool because I posted them public now. I push myself because I see that I'm resisting this because of a fear that I have, because of an idea or thoughts in my head about it. And you know what? I need to do this in spite of that because I realize that these thoughts do not support me. They have never supported me. And this whole process of vlogging and, walking with Destiny has supported me to see, get out of your head and get real, become physical, breathe, because when we're breathing, we're not in our head. And when we're in our head thinking, constantly back-chatting to ourselves, it's always a form of judgment, and those judgments accumulate to a point where you create a block for yourself, where it was for myself, in my experience, I would think to the point where I could no longer move myself. I could no longer be the directive principle of myself. I couldn't decide to take action. I was just no, these thoughts are real. What I'm experiencing is real. When it wasn't. It was all self-created. It was all bullshit. It was all to keep me from facing myself and to becoming self-honest and to get real and to let go of my ego, because it's the ego is what has kept me from standing up and has stopped me from sharing and exposing myself and just letting go of these ideas about myself and other people and the world, and just allow myself to be here and to share and to express. So I have So I was really grateful for Paul. His video, My Self-Love, really was kind of like, okay, I can relate to everything he was saying, and it was my experience of like, I see how I've accumulated these thoughts of self-judgments, and then that manifested into actions within myself and my world where I was not applying myself, and then I felt shitty about myself because I knew I was deliberately abusing myself and not doing that which I know supports me, like breathing and writing and applying self-forgiveness and being on the forums and participating in what we as a community within Destiny are doing, you know, these simple things that we do daily to push the message of equality, because it is what's best for all, and it's necessary for people to realize that we can't continue the same way. We can't continue existing in our own self-interest state of mind where we don't consider the greater reality and what is actually going on. I mean, this world is the way it is because each individual exists the way that they do. Because I allow my ego to get in my way of standing up and saying, hey, there's something in this world that needs to change. That change has to be within me. I have these tools to apply myself. I have these tools that I know I can change with. So it's been a fascinating road so far, and I'm grateful that we have decided to do the timelines because it has pushed me to face myself as far as where I was in the process and where I've been, and I guess this video too is to kind of fill in the gap, because I did my 6-7 videos to start. I went into extreme reaction. I completely closed myself off. I blocked the videos from people seeing it. I went to extreme fear, and I progressed that way for quite a while. I really just got so lost in my head about thoughts and ideas about who I was and what Destiny was and what is going on in this world and what is this process, and it was just like, just mayhem. And then within a few months, I went to the Destiny farm, and that is really where I was able to find a grounding within myself, where I was really supported to breathe and get grounded, and it's not as difficult as I made it out to be. And I was able to see that, you know, I was creating my experience within myself, and so yeah, it's been interesting. And so my vlogging process has kind of been in and out, like, you know, I'm here, I'm sharing, I'm talking, I'm, you know, whatever, and then I'll close out for a while, and then I'm back and I'm here and I'm talking about how awesome vlogging is, and then I hide away again. And there hasn't been much consistency within my vlogging. So it's a point that I'm really going to work on with myself, because the only thing that is in my way is my ego. It's this like personality design of myself that I want to present, but I know that it's bullshit, and so it's like I'm afraid to just be myself in these videos. It's like I want to like protect this image that I've created for myself, and if I'm here exposing what is actually going on within me, then my image that I want to protect becomes jeopardized, because it's like now I'm facing it. Now I have to face what I'm accepting and allowing. I can't run from it. There's nowhere to go. And so what an awesome support system that we have here within vlogging and Destiny as a whole, and all of its members and destonians who are like standing up and sharing themselves. It's like I realize that I am not alone in that I have a secret reality within myself, and it scares the hell out of me to share that. But that's my ego too, believing that I alone have this internal reality that is so bad that I can't share with anyone because people will judge me. But you know what? We all have it, and that's the point. That's why we're here, is to face what it is that's going on within ourselves, and to like direct ourselves to no longer accept and allow that of ourselves. because we see that it doesn't support ourselves, and it doesn't support this world. It doesn't support anyone or anything. It just keeps us from being life and from seeing our equality. And that's what's missing from this world. You know, it's like, fuck. My ego is so full of self-interest and fear and self-preservation. It's like putting myself before anything else. And while I realize that it's about supporting myself, and it is about myself from the perspective that I am creating within myself what this world is reflecting to me. But the ego is of self-interest in that it's placing itself as more than anything else or anyone else. And the ego wants to protect itself, and it wants to hide itself away. And I can't accept this anymore, because I keep accumulating these points where it's like, fuck, what am I doing? You know? And it's not easy. It's not an easy process, but that's why we have tools. That's why we have breathing and writing. And it's like, if we can just remove the thoughts of self-judgment that we have, that has an opinion about everything that we do, we would be fine. We would be here. We would be breathing. We would be moving. We would be directing this world to create it to be what is best for all. But the minute we get into our minds and start thinking about what we're doing is when the opinions and the judgments come in that do not serve us. So I guess that's all I'm going to share for now. I'm going to make it a point to really push myself to share more openly through vlogging and blogging, and you know, it's like the little actions I can take that will accumulate myself to be in a state of consistency. So I'm no longer excited about what I'm doing. I'm within the energy, and then the thoughts come in, and there's more other energy that doesn't support me, and then I drop, and it's like this whole other point that now I'm not stable. It's like highs and lows, highs and lows. It's like I'm doing something good, I'm not doing something good. Yeah, I'm doing something well now. Nope, this is not well anymore. It's like this constant high and low that does not support me. So it's best to be stable, which is consistency. And this is a point now that I'm working with. So, thank you.